Apex Legends. How many trailers are there? Let's see. So there is... Oh. There's 4 trailers. Jesus, okay. It's like 10 minutes of video, though. It's fine. Alright, so there is a new character coming out in the new season, as there always is. I've had some spoilers to some aspects of them. I know they're a witch. I know they're trans. And I believe they, like, manipulate pharaoh fluid or something. That's about all I know. I've been trying to avoid spoilers as best as possible, but it's kind of hard when you're, like, following Apex game developers and stuff. Anyways, all right, let's jump into the first one, which would be the stories from the Outlands. I'll need to make sure that I'm actually streaming it too. That would help, probably. Boom. Let's do that. That should work. All right. Let us see. So, I mean, the stories from the Outlands are always consistently amazing. Like, I really want them to do a full Apex Legends series. As whatever. I assume that the animations are fully in studio, but I'm not 100%. Production company, Electronic Arts, and the sequence group. So yes, it is internal. I really want them to do a Netflix like style thing with this art style. Oh, jumping into it.
And that's supposed to tell you something?
Hello, Rampart.
This crystal represents courage.
Oh, she's a fortune teller.
This represents beauty.
Okay, spot on so far. And what does the bag of rocks say about you?
Let's find out.
So she's a fortune teller. As well as a witch. I guess, I mean, most witches are known for fortune tellers.
Only by working together can we ensure the survival of warriors. Hope is not...
I think the volume should be fine.
Thanks to the generous contributions of Hammond Robotics, a plan to stabilize Cleo is underway.
Our moon is crying out for help. I sense her pain. She needs us to protect her.
Let me guess. That someone is us.
Well, yeah, you
Someone needs to do something.
What?
Last time we listened to
She didn't say
you,
someone.
we
She
almost
said
ended up in
she needs
jail.
us to
I thought we were a sisterhood.
You're going too far, Margot. It's getting scary.
The curfew is now in effect.
I should go.
Reminder,
Me too.
is now in effect.
I should go. The voice, I
You're not
recognize
going
that
with them?
voice.
Nah, I've got nowhere else to be.
She's a risk taker now. I like it. Come on. I want to show you something. You're going too fast. We're almost there, you big baby.
So I wonder if it's a curfew because of martial law or what.
It's beautiful.
That's usually what a curfew would be for.
So are you. This suits you.
I feel like the whole world has opened up now that I'm myself.
I'm glad. Funny, isn't it? The moon may be dying, but it's this place that's broken.
I like broken moons.
Do you really think
Broken
Cleo will
moons are like,
collapse?
pretty cool looking.
Not if I can help it. Give me your hand.
This place is dying.
I see
Or
creativity,
also fortune teller.
compassion, leadership.
I mean, if you're friends with her, you
Leadership.
probably know
Really?
this already.
I only tell you what the palm tells me. And you're much stronger than you realize. You've already been through so much.
Transitioning. That was sort of hard.
But look at you now. You'll go on to do great things. This, it has been seen.
That's pretty
Why
cool to not
did
just
you
like
bring me?
handwave transitioning
plan
with a
to
trans
save
character or
Cleo.
anything.
Oh,
But it's dangerous.
Because obviously it's a major
Whatever
part
it is,
of
I'm in.
someone's life.
Hammond isn't here to help.
It's not
They're
exactly
building that
simple.
thing to strip Cleo. To consume her.
I
And we're
assume it's
gonna
like a
stop
mining
them.
thing or something. Those are not very smart cameras.
glow. What is this?
There's the ferrofluid.
You didn't say anything about a bomb.
What did you think we were doing
Yeah,
here?
I don't know what you were thought.
Stop. People could get hurt.
Wow, she's lucky that robot can't aim her. So did she assume realize that it was magnetic? Or what?
The woman who saved Cleo.
Jesus.
Do the rocks tell you what happened to her?
No. They only tell you what you already know. That I had to come here to protect my true home.
Where are they?
That's a rough bit of luck.
Is this a new map?
Okay, now do
It looks like a new map. I think it's been a few seasons since we've been on a new map. Now, did Sheila? I'm sorry. Did she ask her to throw rocks for her minigun? Interesting. All right. So that was the background of what's her name? Eclipse? Catalyst is her name. Next is the launch trailer for the next season, which is named Eclipse. These are also always consistently good. I mean, these are like a combination of, I think usually these are mostly in-game captured footage, just using cameras and stuff. Oh, not actual feedback. Ooh.
It has been seen. I've seen it more times than I can count.
What has been seen? Hope. Coming soon, Hope. Oh. You're getting shot, by the way.
Hey, when you're done taking in the sights, we can use a bloody hand over here.
This looks like a new map. Alright, so ferrofluid blocking stuff. Hello, Seer, and what's his name? I forget what his name is. That's interesting. That story is teasing right there. Okay, so she throws ferrofluid that kind of like creates tar. Oh, you eek!
All fun and games until someone loses an eye.
Fuse plus Mad Maggie on the same team is great. Notice of termination, layoff notice. I forget what his name is.
Since fate has finally brought us together.
We spent years building this place, and you've ruined it.
I can explain.
I have no interest in your excuses.
So I guess we're gonna get Seer story now, more Seer story, which we haven't really gotten much Seer story yet. Okay, so this is the ultimate problem. A wall, a ferrofluid.
What is this anomaly?
What are we waiting for? Let's go!
What happens when you're on the Okay, so it slows you down when you move through. So she's an area control thing too, and bullets don't go through it, I assume. Yeah, that makes sense.
This wasn't fate. This was the future you made.
I am both excited for this character as well as interested in getting actual Seer story. Because again, a story for Seer has kind of been shit so far. So I mean, this is a what's the term? A foil to Seer. Alright, so this is the gameplay trailer. This is what I was thinking of. Oh, there's the wall. There's the tar field.
26 years ago, a meteor crashed
So this
into
is
our
a new
moon.
map, yes.
But that is not what broke us.
It looks interesting. I'm curious to see what makes it unique. Every other map plays pretty
Settlement was
uniquely,
meant to be
right?
our salvation.
Whoa, look at those zip lines. Broken moon.
It still can be. Hear that bell? It's the witching hour. Enemy down. Do not falter. I don't fear anything.
It's funny because fights never look like this.
Standing to re-engage.
Ever.
Let's rock.
Like 3 people running side by side? No, that never happened.
This wasn't fate. This
Okay,
was
so
the
she
future you
does.
made.
She's an area control. Mystical new moon. Why is it?
Someone once told me that in order to heal, we need to destroy it.
She can lock down doors? I mean, the next trailer is showing her abilities, so I need to
I like your
focus on that.
style.
I am not a huge fan of these skins. At least from what I see. And it's a Havoc primary. It's a Havoc top tier skin. It's a pretty good looking Havoc top tier skin, though. I
It
would
was
say.
the arrogance of men
But I literally never use
that
Havoc.
brought us to the edge of the abyss.
Okay, so yeah, tar field that slows down.
I will be the woman
Wall,
to pull us back.
which slows down people and knocks them off zip lines.
Catalyst,
I'm getting distracted by new abilities again.
the woman who saved Cleo.
The woman who saved Cleo. Alright, last trailer, which is the new character. So I can stop speculating on her abilities.
Want a prediction for your future? Look no further than Tressa Crystal Smith,
Tressa Crystal Smith.
aka Catalyst.
Greetings from the dark side of the moon.
With her, victory is in sight.
I like the throne. That's pretty good.
Catalyst is as fearsome as she is enchanted.
So it's perpendicular
This way comes.
perpendicular field.
Catalyst's bewitching abilities sway the battlefield in her favor.
The shield,
Anything
the
you
wall,
don't
interesting.
understand, they call magic.
In a bind,
That's pretty hard to
Catalyst's
balance.
ferrofluid can block paths and reinforce doors.
So this is a pack. Okay.
Fortified a door.
Buying time to regroup
Oh.
and turn the tables on her enemies.
I wonder how
You
long
can't
it
make a
lasts. So like
diamond.
if it's
Without pressure.
that's a good quote.
Winning takes iron will.
All right, here's the wall.
I brought iron and will.
Conjure
some spikes, okay.
ferrofluid to lay spikes when enemies are
Does it
nearby.
deal damage? It does.
Rest your eyes for a spell.
A little bit of damage, probably.
Catalyst eclipses the competition with
Oh wow,
her
they didn't
ultimate.
explain it
You
at all.
came into this blind.
Slow incoming enemy movements and block their vision.
Does it stop bullets? It does. That is unclear.
Captivating
Wow,
and resolute.
it does blind them for a little
Catalyst
bit,
will
though.
stop at nothing to
That's
save
interesting.
Cleo.
Hear that bell? It's the witching hour.
It's ink. It gets ink in their eyes. Interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy playing her or not.
I've been enjoying.
No, stop. Stop. Why is the autoplay timer 3 seconds? Please. Interesting. Area denial, new character. I mean, for that we primarily have Caustic right now. I don't know if I'm gonna play her or not. We'll see. I do enjoy Caustic, but Caustic also does significantly more damage than I suspect she will do. I think she's more on the CC aspect of things rather than damage. I mean, to be fair, Caustic kind of gets both, so that I don't know how they're gonna balance her against Caustic. I guess we'll see. I think if the wall blocks bullets, it's gonna be really strong. If it doesn't block bullets, it's gonna be hard to use properly. Although I guess it kind of depends on how long it lasts. Let's see if there's patch notes. This looks like patch notes, probably. This is patch notes. Okay. Oh, the story too. Tressa Crystal Smith isn't everyone's cup of tea. An elegant, standoffish woman, she likes crystals more than she likes most people. She grew up on Boreas, a faltering planet with a deteriorating moon. Conformity and efficiency were necessities there, but that never suited Tressa. Instead, she was more at home with fellow misfits who spent their time on crystal readings, moon rituals, and personal witchery. They made her turbulent teenage years and simultaneous gender transition easier and less lonely. But when her closest friend went to extreme lengths to save their moon from is that really extreme? Blowing up machinery is like not even that large of a bomb. Anyways, I mean, I guess it's still a bomb, even if it's not that large. Tressa was caught in the middle. Ultimately, she ran away from home, finding solace in the one place her friend cared about most, their moon, Cleo. Oh, wow, there's even more story. There she joined the terraforming crews hired to repair and rejuvenate the crystal celestial body. She learned to work with ferrofluid and use it with a certain witchy flair. She grew attached to her new community, and when the heat on Boreas died down, brought some of her old friends back into the fold. She found a place to call her own, just in time for the Apex Games to arrive and sweep it out from under her new family. Ah, okay, so the Apex Games were, like, kind of took over her area. The catalyst won't disappear so easily. If the games are going to get into her way, she's going to turn them to her advantage, putting the prize money to use supporting her family. She sees a win in her future, and she'll rise to the occasion. Okay. Throw out a patch of ferrofluid, which turns into spikes when enemies are near. Catalyst remains immune to any spikes. Oh. So it has the same kind of caustic effect there, where caustic is immune to caustic gas. I guess that kind of makes sense, because that's going to have the same problem otherwise, where you can't tell if it's your own gas or not. Which, to be fair, is still kind of a problem with caustic, because you can't tell if it's an opposing team's gas until you walk into it, if you have a caustic on your team as well. Barricade. Reinforce doors, strengthening them and locking them on enemies. Oh. So your team can still open doors that are barricaded, but enemies cannot. Wow, that's interesting. I wonder if a friend opens the door, but forgets to close it, let's say, if enemies can walk through that space then or not. Because as it says, you can also block places where there aren't any doors. Ultimately, Dark Veil, raise a permeable wall of ferrofluid. Enemies who walk through it will be slowed and partially blinded for a free time. Okay, so it doesn't block bullets at all. Darn, I was kind of hoping it would. Let's see if there is. Aha, there's season notes too, I assume. Gifting. I am curious about this feature. I think I know what it is, but I am curious. Welcome to Broken Moon. Let's look at the gifting thing. I'm just curious about this feature in general. Login verification, BLS level 10. Pay Apex coins, so premium currency only. So basically, just anything in the store you can gift to friends. I see. Genesis effect. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean that's pretty basic. Principal levels. Oh, okay. Is this a separate video from what I saw? This is more video. Blog video. Oh, okay. There's no dialogue. That's pretty. It's cherry blossoms, except for not cherries. Oh. I mean, World's Edge, or is it World's Edge? I don't remember. Kings Canyon has a place like that, but it's not really much landed in, or at least it used to. I think it still does. Internal. It's very pretty. I see a long zip line over there. And outside of that, the air doesn't. Like, I mean, the feeling of this area is significantly different. I don't know if the gameplay is going to feel particularly different, but we'll see. It's alien, very clearly alien plants there. I'm not seeing anything that catches my eye, at least just visually, in terms of how it'll play, if it'll play uniquely, like in a unique area. This one has like, I'm very curious to see these zip lines in action, because those could be big if true. I mean, it is true, but I'm like, look at how much area is covered by those zip lines right there. I mean, you're very exposed in a lot of these zip lines, though, so you're probably only going to be using it for travel. I don't know that you're really going to be able to use these zip lines for flanking, which would be what I would kind of want those for. Oh, hey, here we go. Zip rails, fast, predictable way to get from one location to another and effectively outrun the ring. So I mean, these are functionally the equivalent of the cannons in whatever the newer map is called, the newest map is called. But I mean, the cannons give away that your position when you use them, and these seem significantly more flexible for one thing as well. Players can get through some particularly challenging rotations and even move within points of some of the larger landmarks. While riding the rails, you have the same function available to you as a zipline, but with increased speed and momentum. Okay, I mean, if you moved at the regular zipline speed and momentum, then you were just going to get shredded every single time you took a zipline. Large points of interest. I mean, that you can't see my cursor. Can I change that? Let's see. Capture cursor. I should have done that in the first place, although it's still not working, so never mind. Oh, wait, there we go. This area right here, with like the satellite kind of thing, it's not a satellite, but it's kind of actually close, similar to a harvester. That is pretty large. That should have, like, this is probably gonna have multi-team fights all the time. This looks to be it's interesting. Based off of this point of view, the center of the map seems like it's right here, and there's no point of interest there, which I actually think is a really good thing. Having a point of interest in the center just makes that constantly being the fighting area. I think that points of interest should be primarily like spaced out from the center, which again, based off of this point of view, it looks like kind of is the case. This area up here to the left, I'm very curious about, because there's this tower thing sticking up here, but it doesn't. The amount of terrain here makes me question whether this is even a point of interest or anything. Oh, okay, we're gonna go over the points of interest separately. I see. Terraformer. Oh, it is. Okay, it's a terraformer. Got it. Not a harvester. Opposite of a harvester. Massive symmetrical structure that resides off-center. King of Hill drop location with loot throughout. 4 teams with comfortable landing spots. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I mean, you could support 4 teams by landing one in the middle as well, but I don't. That team would just get decimated. Central position power can be used to effectively defend ours. Ways to infiltrate and overthrow the team in power. I don't know that that's going to play out how they are expecting it to. Stasis net array. Where's this one? What is this one? Is this one down at the bottom right? I see the wall here. So it looks like it's to the left of that. Oh, it's right here. I see. So that is a point of interest. It looks like a small point of interest. Completely asymmetrical space with central honeypot of loot. Stasis net array of area provides plenty of ways to escape and flank the main structure, or retreat and move the fight. Okay, so there's a bunch of boxes around here, but I think you can only land 2 teams here, and have enough loot for people. 3 teams, and that's going to get crowded as hell. Atmo station and backup Atmo. Which one's this? Oh, it's this area. Actually, I don't know if it's that area or this area to over here. Over time, the Atmo stations have created a breathable atmosphere. Research buildings to the left and right offer landing spots for players to loot and assault the main tower structure. Interesting. They're going with these like mini centralized areas. Like, I mean, the terraformer is a larger one where like one team holds here and like a couple other teams could be simultaneously attacking. This one has kind of a similar thing. Pass through a narrow bridge or take the zip rails to the top. Nearby water silos can be a safe location should there be too much heat elsewhere. So they're suggesting if a bunch of people are landing here, break off and land on the water structures. But there's only 2. I don't know. I agree about that. Oh, okay. So this is both of them actually. So wait, is this this is functionally a reused area? I see. Perpetual core. Where is this on the map? It's this one right here. This area with like the 4 wings. As the sole source of power on the moon, this huge area supports big fights and multiple land. Oh, so they're actually trying to make the fights kind of more like what the trailers are usually, with like 5 different teams or something fighting at the same time. Also, I just realized they're designing this map heavily with control in mind. I'm pretty sure. Like, most of these areas actually look like really well designed control maps. And interesting. Like this is I don't know if you could do this one with control. You could do this one with control. Yeah, I mean, so basically, all right. Time to get into my level design rant that I've believed for a while for control. So control, for context, is 2 large teams fighting over 5 connected control points. Really, usually the only one that matters is the center one. Whoever controls that for the longest is usually going to win. The biggest problem with most of the control maps right now is they're designed in a linear fashion. There's not really much way of, like, if, for example, you're struggling on the middle control point, it's really difficult to get around it. They're for the most part super linear, and like you have to wide flank to get them. But like with this kind of thing, for example, if you stuck a team, like the fact that they explicitly call out symmetrical here, that has to be intentional. A control map ideally is symmetrical. So that way no side has like a terrain advantage or anything. Based off of like this layout, I would assume one team would start down here where the bottom left, actually like maybe even further there, and one team would start behind where the structure is right now. Because I assume there's a ledge. Although maybe it's bottom left, bottom right. I don't know. It's hard to tell if it's in a 3-way or a 2-way, but I think it's in a 3-way. This one doesn't work as a control map. It is asymmetrical. It does specify asymmetrical. This one, these might be symmetric. I think this is also designed as a control map. I think there's this building here, and there's an equivalent one on this side. Although this is really short for a control map. This one might not work for a control map. This would, however, work really well for a arenas map. Have one team spawn here, have one team spawn there. Have one of the like usually arenas maps have 2 primary attack routes, and then like you can do weird things by attacking the center, but no one does that. This looks like a control map. Not a control map, a arenas map. I bet one of these will be used for an arenas map. Perpetual core. I mean, this looks like it's designed to be like a control map. The issue is looks like it's also designed in the way that most control maps are right now, where it's linear. It's a little hard. Yeah, I think this one's designed to be a control map, and I think unfortunately it's designed to be yet another linear one, which just means like 90% of the fighting happens right here. I don't know. We'll see. Bionomics. Tightly packed set of circular structures with playable rooftops. There are plenty of opportunities for vertical flanking along with sneaky healing spots in bionomics. Originally researchability. Okay. I mean, I like this area just in terms of how it looks. I think this will be a good area to fight in. I think this will be a fun area to fight in. It might be used for arenas. I don't think it'll be used for control. The divide. I mean, this has to be used for arenas, right? This would be such a unique arenas map too. It's basically 2 Fort from Team Fortress. Kind of. It actually very similar to that. And honestly, like 2 Fort had like a pretty wide open space to go over. I think that I wouldn't be shocked if this was the arenas map that they launched with, the divide, just because it's very different than any of their current arenas maps. Like, I imagine the circle probably, when the circle contracts, it limits it to one of these, or like one of these full buildings on each side and like part of the middle. So the zip rail is probably still accessible at the first circle close, and then the second circle closes on one of the bridges or something. That could be fun. Clusters. Okay, yeah. Alpha base. Is this symmetrical? I don't think this one is intended with arenas or control. I think this is just intended for battle royale. So it doesn't look like yeah, I don't think so. Exterior walls keep the fights contained. That is an interesting thing I've seen about a lot of these, is there is a lot of separation between these points of interest. Whereas in most of the maps currently, the points of interest are like, there's a decent amount of line of sight between a lot of them. Eternal Gardens. What is that? Is that a hippo? Looks like a hippo. Memorial of the tragic events on Boreas. Eternal Gardens is home to a long range field of flowers and trenches. It has trenches. Okay, interesting. The trenches. It's funny because they tried to do trenches on the most recent map, and they just put it so far out of the way that no one ever goes there. Really, the fights there are like, I've had easily single digits fights in the trenches in, like, I think it's southwest in the new, like, latest map. It's just no one fights there. It has a central tower that contains the only jump tower on the map. I didn't notice that. There is only one jump tower on this map. That is interesting. Antes means to celebrate. Okay, crafty way to reposition for a fight or race fight. Okay, let me look at this on the map, on the top map. Where is this? The only jump tower is right there. Is that it? I thought that was this. Wait, okay, this is that. All right, I see. This isn't really a point of interest. No one's gonna land here. Everyone is ignoring this. The satellite array. The tower is not gonna be heavily landed on. Like, this is, they did the thing with the trenches again, where it's like completely out of the way, and it's like, I don't think people are gonna be landing here most of the time. Breaker Wharf. Ooh, that looks like probably an arenas map. It is interesting. They're designing these areas heavily symmetrical. I swear that's not normal. Oh, they even on this one they call out a symmetrical map. Like this one feels like an arenas map. Also, like this could actually, I don't know what's going to be the launch arena map, but this one looks like an arena map. For mid-range combat and connected by a bridge and zip rail, the parallel structures at Breaker Wharf is packed with multiple layers of verticality and means to reposition between them. Flanked by additional zip rails, it's also an easy way to rotate to another point of interest. Oh, I see. This is zip rail like going all the way off there. Production yard. This is... Well, okay, actually it's hard to see what's in there. This clearly... Wait, hold on. This is... I remember seeing this on the map. This is down here. That's a weird screenshot that they took. They took it from down here and like looking that way, whereas like most of the fighting that's here, I guess, is gonna be inside the building. Probably. Another large location on the map with a bullseye landing pad and 2 adjacent landings on the extent of this T-shaped structure. This could be a control map. This would be an interesting no, this would be a bad control map. I don't want this as a control map. Hopefully this isn't a control map. The central control point would be here, and it would like no, this would be awful as a control map. Never mind, this isn't a control map. I refuse to believe that. 2 adjacent landings on the extent of this T-shaped structure. There's lots of loot nestled within the corridors here, with a central honeypot to fight over. Actually, that as the control point could be good. If like it's a mostly internal control map, that could be good. I would like that. Because like another problem that I have with a lot of control maps currently is like they're almost entirely wide open except for the center point, which is like in an enclosed structure, and it's so hard to push once it's controlled, and like the fights there are just miserable. There's no point in using anything other than short range weapons, in my opinion, for most of it. The Foundry. This large point of interest features a divided central hub split by 2 long arms, filled with loot and enough landing spots for 4 teams. I mean, central hub, 2 long arms streams either arenas are controlled to me. Like, look at how many of these locations seem to be symmetrical. There's no way that's unintentional. My conspiracy theory, not actually conspiracy theory, my game theory is they're intending to launch Control as a dedicated dedicated mode sometime this season. That's my game theory. The integrated zip rails at the Foundry allow players to quickly travel to the main hub or reposition for a fight. This is where ferro fluid is refined and used to patch parts of the moon to avoid further deterioration. Dry Gulch. Ooh, I like this face. This one is not designed for control or arena at all. Oh yeah. Look at this. Look at this focus on symmetry in this blog. There's no way that it's 100% they're intending to either expand arenas or much more likely make control a dedicated rotation. And I'm kind of down for it. With most of these, if they are control maps, which I mean, to me, the heavy focus on symmetry screams that to me. Divided by a short bridge right here, which also acts as a funnel for rotation between the 2 halves of Dry Gulch. The Gulch features fast, multi-layered fights. Multi-layered. Okay, I see it. Wow, that's gonna be interesting. The fights on this, like, I'm gonna like this area, I think. Cultivation. The source for all moon food. Cultivation is made up of a low-lying collection of circular greenhouses that connect to a large central greenhouse. I mean, look at how all of, in addition to the focus on symmetry, so many of these have a major central space or have like 2 primary sides. like the two primary sides with no central space is clearly like ripe for an arenas map, and the primary large central space with areas off of it is like this map also screams control. Like this large one in the center obviously has a center control point, but then the next control points could just be in the greenhouses that could have literally connected to them. So then actually you have more than just a central location in a confined space, like most of the current maps. Okay, waterways cutting through the zone offer sneaky routes to loot. Wait, where? I don't really see those. Assault the main structure undetected. I don't know. Oh, so the giant wall is considered its own separate thing. Promenades is the place where most moon dwellers reside and get their supplies. Vertically visible landmark is a focused fallaway fights with zip rails throughout. I'm interested to see what the interior of that looks like. Flank routes pocket the interior space, while the exterior is the main central funnel between the north and south of the map. This wall is going to be interesting. I think I can't tell if they're trying to reduce. I think they're simultaneously trying to reduce third-party fights while also actually making larger battles, and that sounds really strange, but those are two very different things. Third-party fights is like a team sits by a while and then just like pushes in once the fight winds down, whereas a big central fight is like three or four teams duking it out at the same time. Yeah. Let's see, banking zip wires. Okay. All right, was there anything else back here? I don't think so. Also, it's like, Jesus. I think I've ranted about, or went on about map design and stuff for 30 minutes there. So, all right. I'm going to go to sleep because I'm tired and it is steadily approaching 6 a.m. So, thank you for watching and I hope everyone has a good night. See ya.